Okay, so it's now the 14th of April. We've got some more potatoes planted. Well, that's about all the buckets I've got, so I might have to go get some more. But that's all the tatties in now, and anyway, the rest of them that I've got in are the sample mirrors. Starting to harden off the turnips, some peas, the runners and the cabbages. And the guys are here taking the tree down. It doesn't look like it, but they've actually got quite a bit took down already. So, doing well. As you can see, it's just absolutely massive, the tree, and causing some major subsidence issues in the house, so I'm not particularly happy it's going, but I am at the same time, so I'm just pottering on. I'm going to get some more cabbages planted because there's not that many there, so I'm going to set some more seeds off now before it's too late. Poor lads have been on for about 4 hours now, and they've still only done half the top of the tree. They've got to take the trunks down yet. Poor buggers. Right, so we started sorting out the carrot box. There's half a box each for. This is my side here. This is the first one we're having to go out, and we're going to use 3 different kinds of compost. So these 2 rows here are going to be clover. These 2 rows here are going to be the homegrown compost, and these 2 rows here are going to be just cheap B&Q verve. So we'll just show you how we're boring the holes out. We're just using a 3-inch down pipe, right, and just pushing it in. It's going in really easy. Keeping your hand on the top, just pull it up. And emptying the excess out of the bucket. Right, and then all we're doing now is we've made a little funnel out of 3 pots, like that. Just pop that in the hole, fits just nicely, and get a scoop. And this is the clover with 3 teaspoons of fish blood and bone in there, all mixed up nicely. And this compost has been sieved through a 5mm sieve, which I'll show you in a bit, so it's nice and fine. There's no lumps for the carrots to get stuck on or anything like that. I'm just keeping my hand over there because it's really windy and stuff's blowing everywhere. There's more. Thing, pat it down, and there we go. Right, so we'll finish these ones off, and then we'll go inside and I'll show you how I'm sieving the compost. Right, so that's that row of clover done. So I'm going to go inside the greenhouse now and start sieving some of the verve, I think, first, and I'll just show you how I've done it. Right, so this is the verve multi-purpose compost I'm going to use. It's just some cheap stuff from B&Q. I mean, for 125 litres, where's the thing? There. 125 litres, it's like £6.73. So it's cheap as out. So it's cheap as out. And all I'm going to do is going to sieve it, just using a sieve from Aldi, which I got the other day. It's canny. Cost a £5, and it's got 3 interchangeable meshes for the bottom. There's a 5mm, which is the one I'm using, 3mm, and 10mm, I guess that is. So, but the 5mm is about right. So, if you just bear with us, I'll just pause the video and show you what I'm going to do. Right, so all I'm doing is just scooping out of the bag, a couple of scoops into there. That's not that big of a sieve, but it doesn't take that long. And just basically riddle out any rubbish, like so. And none of that's going to go to waste because I'm just going to put that into another bucket. Like that. And all I'll do is I'll give that to either the worms to eat, or I'll put it in my compost bin just to rot down a bit further. I'm going to do about 20 litres, which is about half this bucket, because this is a 40 litre bucket. And that should be about right for another 2 rows in the carrot box. So I'll get cracking and we'll come back and have a look. Well, that's the verve all sieved. I ended up doing the whole blinking bag because there was only about 30 litres in anyway in the bag. But that's it all sieved in anyway, nice and fine. I'm actually quite impressed with this new batch of verve. There's a lot less rubbish in it than what there was on last year's batches, but out of, I would say, about 28 litres there, 30 litres, something like that, I've got about 4 or 5 litres of rubbish. Stuff that was no good for carrots, but it'll go in the compost bin or in a tatey bucket or something like that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just no good for the carrots, that's all. So that's that sieved. So I'm just going to put it back in the bag for easy storage, and then I'll sieve some of the stuff out of our composter that we've just harvested yesterday, and we'll have a look and see what that's like. Right, so this is some of the homegrown compost harvested yesterday. Let's get some of that sieved and see what it looks like. Right, so that's the homegrown compost sieved now as well. One thing you'll notice about your own homegrown compost, it should have a really sweet smell to it. And that's how you know it's healthy. If it stinks, like if it smells rotten or anything like that, something's wrong with your composter and you need to look into it. But if it's got a nice sweet smell, that means everything's working and it's all nice and healthy. I've still got quite a bit of stuff, about 5 litres worth of stuff that is no good for the carrots, but there's quite a few worms and worm eggs in there, so I'm just going to put that straight in the wormery, and the stuff out I sieved out the verve I'll just put straight in the composter. So that's that. I'll put this back in the bag and I'll do a few more of the carrots. Right, so that's all my side of the carrot box prepared now. So that's the clover, 2 rows of there, the homemade compost, 2 rows of there, and the verve, 2 rows of there. And you can see the differences in the colour. The homemade stuff is much darker than the other 2. Hopefully that means it's a bit richer. But we shall find out. We'll see which one's the winner later on in the year. Right, so I'm just preparing the pea and bean bed. I've got the 8-foot canes in for the beans, which I've put in on the inside of them. I didn't video it because it was quite noisy because the guys are still here taking the tree down. And on the other side, I'm going to put some of the spare seeds I've made in on the outside. So there's lots of them, so I can get as many as I can in the small space. And I've got the netting up in the canes for the Munch 2 and the peas. So I'm going to have 2 rows for the Munch 2 and I'm going to have 3 rows for peas. I'm going to get the first lot of Munch 2 in, which I'm going to put in on this side, there, and then sow them in succession, so the next successional row will go here, and then so on and so forth. And I'll do the same with the peas as well, but the peas aren't ready to put out yet, so we'll have to hang on for them. But I'll get those beans in, and all I'm going to do is just simply chuck them in. And just so you know, these are beans that I've collected from the runners from last year. and I've done that twice so far, and they work a treat. So I'll get these done, and I'll get the orange 2 in, and then we'll come back and have a look. Okay, so I'm just putting the beetroot in, and all I'm doing is just pricking them out, just the usual way, just holding the leaf and pricking them out, and I'm just using my dibber to mark the holes, and I've got them about 4 inches apart and 4 inches in the rows. You don't need that much space for beetroot, but obviously it depends on the size you want them. But golf ball size is just nice for what I do, which is normally pickle them. So we'll get these in and we'll come back and have a look. Alright, so that's the beetroot in. I'll probably get another 3 rows in this box. It's not the biggest box we've got, but for crop rotation's sake, this is where the beetroot's gone this year. And I've managed to get the orange 2 in there as well. I've got one lonely broad bean, and he's gone in there. So get some more peas sowed probably in about 2 weeks' time. I reckon about another week the peas should be ready to go in there. And that's it for the minute. Oh, the tree is just about down. There's just a little bit left there to cut down. Not be long now.